Okay, so this is where we are at right now, and this is what I'm dreaming of. Yes, give me the sun, warmth, flowers, and fresh air. I am ready to fill the garden. I am ready for spring and summer. Instead, down to the basement we go. So this year I've expanded my indoor growing capabilities with a beautiful setup that I'm excited to share with you. Here are the plants I started this past month, a mix of lettuces, kales, brassicas, onions, asparagus, and artichokes. Aren't they just beautiful? Hey guys, I'm Vicki and welcome to This Jersey Girl's Home, where I share with you my love for gardening, cooking, preserving, homeschooling, and living life as a stay-at-home mom and wife. Over there I'm cleaning up the seed starting table. I need to brush this tool off and put it away. This is my composting bucket down here where I dump all the loose dirt and debris in, and also any chunks from my seed starting mix. Give it a good wipe down. Okay, moving on to my station. Let's get this cleaned up. Oh, and here comes my helper with a pitcher of water for our seed starting mix. Thank you, sir. This is looking really good down here, clean and ready. Now I want to show you what's going on. This is my large greenhouse and my two smaller ones where the seedlings begin. For the first time, I am trying out using soil blocks, so I'll see how it goes and keep you posted. This over here is my catch-all plant growing shelves filled with miscellaneous items. You can see some sprouted potatoes up there. And these two rainbow towers are where I store my seeds in alphabetical order. Oops, my sign fell. Let me fix that. The top right box has my newest seeds that I just received in the mail. And yes, I have a lot of seeds, but I love to grow a bunch of varieties. And this is the main station where I keep tools, notes, and seeds I plan to work with. And last but not least, where all the action starts, my seed starting table. Underneath, I store my homemade seed starting mix. All right, we are ready to gather the herb seeds and get started. For this growing year, I plan to preserve a lot from my garden, which I plan to grow entirely from seed this year. So not only will we eat fresh foods, but also can freeze dry, dehydrate, and save it for however we want to eat during the off season. For well over a decade, I have been gardening and water bath canning. However, I still learn new tricks and skills each year. And this past year, I learned how to pressure can and freeze dry. So now I'm gonna hit the ground running and grow as many delicious and unique varieties as I can. So today we will get 3 trays of herbs planted. I like to lay out my trays and decide where the seedlings will go first. And then when we know how many to plant and which containers to use, I need to add my seed starting mix. So I'll fill this bucket up from my tub underneath. And I need to put my hair up too. But because these pots are a little bigger, and they're gonna stay in them until they get planted outside, I wanna use some potting mix in here so they can get some extra nutrients. So I took out some of the seed starting mix and I'm mixing in some potting soil. I purchased Back to the Roots and honestly it's awful, which is why I'm mixing it. It's very chunky, but I needed some of the things in the potting soil, so we'll work with what we got here. About 2/3 of each pot will have the potting mixture on the bottom, and then I will top it off with the seed starting mix. And then we'll be ready to plant our seeds. You want to get that seed starting mix wet before you start with it. Otherwise it, doesn't absorb water as easily when you just pour it on. Okay, so we'll end up doing 3 trays of herbs today, and this first one has 4 varieties of dill. When you actually get to choose the varieties of a plant to grow, it's fun to play around and see the benefits and characteristics of each type. So we have a new one, green sleeves dill, and then mammoth dill, which I have grown before. Okay, then we have stevia. I'm going to try saving some of this year. It grows super easy and I've had it in my garden the last couple years. It's very sweet and can be used as a sugar substitute. Geez, these seeds are so tiny. Oregano. I repeat, we have oregano. This may be one of my kids' favorite herbs, that or basil, but they use this a lot. So I want to freeze dry a ton of it. The kids will just devour it all probably. And then we have another dill variety called fern leaf, which is another new one for us. Common thyme is great. I have it in my garden and it is a perennial, but I love it so much I just gotta grow more. And our last dill variety is bouquet dill. Give that one a try too. Last year I grew a lemon thyme that was so amazing. I just couldn't cook with it enough, but you can't start that from seeds. So I found this online, Orange Glow Thyme, that I'm so excited to try. And since it's a perennial, I'm hoping the lemon one will come back. And then we'll have this orange one as well. So we'll see. Used sweet marjoram before, but I want to try it because I read it's a similar flavor to oregano, which we already love in this house. And then to finish this tray off, we have tarragon, which makes an amazing herb to me. I have a Dijon meat sauce that I make, and it's just so good with it in there. Alright, I like to give my pots a spritz of water since most of the seeds are resting on top of the soil. This sprayer is not good. Let me grab another one. We'll just top a few of these seeds with a sprinkle of seed starting mix, and then we're gonna get my other sprayer and finish that up. There we go, that's much better. And then into the greenhouse on a heat mat with a nice light. And these will sprout good in here. On to our next tray. With the same process, label your pots, add your seed starting soil. This tray will have a lot of basil varieties. Not all of the ones we are growing this year, but a lot of them. And I'm so excited to freeze dry the different varieties to use for drinks and spices later on in the year. And yes, these trays have seen better days, but they get the job done, and until they can't, I'm keeping them around. You'll see me tape up any flaws and cracks. First, I have cinnamon basil, which makes a great warm tea. On the packet, it mentions pairing well with fruit, so I'd like to try that this year. Blue spice basil, which also has a very vanilla undertone, and I think will also pair well with fruit. So I want to try that as well. Okay, then we have sweet basil and Italian large leaf basil, which we love on our homemade pizzas, and I'm so excited to make pesto with it this year. Holy basil, also known as Tulsi basil, makes a yummy drink, and not only is it tasty, but it boosts your immune system. So I really want to try and save some of that for those wintertime colds. Anything to help us naturally get through the cold is worth a try in my books. And here's another new one for us, purple ruffles basil. It looks so pretty, but in the past, purple basil I grew did not taste good. If we don't like it, at least it'll be pretty and the pollinators will. Okay, then we have extra curled parsley and green pearl parsley, which of course, if you're growing herbs, you need to include parsley, and don't be scared of their slow germination start. Once they get going, they grow just fine. And back to basil, we have lemon and lime basil. They smell so good, and I want to try making drinks with them this year. Last year I cooked with them a lot. Okay, so this tray isn't entirely herbs, but it does have some. And I wanted to add a couple lettuce varieties. So we have frisee, endive, igloo lettuce, and ice queen lettuce. I planted a lot of lettuce. I plant a lot of lettuce every year because we eat a ton of salads. So you'll see a lot of lettuce go into my garden here and there. Now we have another purple basil. I saw this on Botanical Interest and knew I had to try it. Purple Petra. It says it has a mild, sweet taste, perfect for those who love basil and less spice. It's excellent in pesto, pasta sauces, and salads. You can even make a pretty pink vinegar or oil, which seems kind of exciting and different. And then a couple more herbal staples, sage and cilantro. I love using sage with roasted meats and cilantros in salsas, dressings, and marinades. And then here we have Globo onion, which is a long day storage onion, and I'm just gonna pile those seeds in there. We can separate them later. And this Florence fennel, I've never had fennel before, but I really want to try it. Most other plants don't like growing with it, so we'll be growing them in grow bags this year. So here we have it. Hopefully the warm sunny days aren't too far away. And this is the sweet potatoes that I'm sprouting. Last year I tried the water in a glass jar thing and it just didn't work out well, so I tried this year, and I moved the soil a little bit and there's definitely roots in there, so I think they'll be sprouting pretty soon. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I will see you again soon. Bye.